Boob jobs, blame, and OnlyFans.
Hello and welcome to Before We Break Up Again, a podcast by me, Alfie Brown, and you,
Jessie Cave.
From
Trolleyed.
Sky One. On this week's episode, we talk about the idea of blame with specific regards to Jessie blaming me for breaking the blinds in the flat where we live. Was it my fault? Watch and find out. Then we move on to boob jobs and we navigate the sticky issue of to get a boob job or not. After which we have a special announcement. Jessie is in fact launching an OnlyFans. This is Before We Break Up Again.
Well done, baby. Hello.
Yeah?
Hey.
Hi.
Hi. You still hate me.
After what?
After I told you off about the blinds. Alfie just broke the blinds in the flat and I'm livid. It is his fault.
The blinds just broke while I was manoeuvring them, but I couldn't confidently say that it was my fault. The blinds had already broken, or at least were already on their way to breaking. I helped them complete their journey from breaking to having broken. Mm-hmm. You now have to roll them up like a sort of a newspaper or wrapping paper after being used. So they're not perfect. I will concede that.
At least it's a bit of cardio doing, because I get so tired doing that with my arms.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's really hard work.
It's just not the biggest problem in the world. And it wasn't on purpose.
I know it wasn't on purpose, but I have seen you do it recklessly from a distance and you're meant to pull it from directly under.
You've seen me from a distance, or you've seen me do it recklessly whilst being at a distance. Like I was at a distance or you were at a distance.
I have been at a distance watching you pull the blinds up from a distance recklessly.
Yeah. Okay.
So I think you've contributed to the wear and tear of the blinds and to their premature death.
Yeah. There's also some wooden shutters in the way that make manoeuvring the blind a little bit more tricky.
I can't ever get rid of them now.
Where did we get the wooden shutters from?
I stole them, but I didn't mean to steal them until I was stealing them.
So in our flat, where there is not an abundance of space, you chose to bring into the flat some wooden shutters.
Have you ever stolen anything?
Yeah, every time I'm in the supermarket.
No. Stop. Don't say that. Keep that shit.
But I don't steal everything. I just, every single time I'm at the self-service checkout, I try and take something because I don't like the idea of them saving money on not employing a person.
I get that. I do get that.
Sometimes I've just taken a tin. I've done this a few times where I've just taken a tin and just put it in the food bank bit.
That's nice.
Take a tin and just put it in the. I feel like fucking Robin Hood when I do that. That's modern day. If everybody just gets a tin of non-perishable goods and puts it in the food bank, I don't want to pay for it. They pay for it. Yeah. Waitrose have got more money than me. They can fucking do it.
It is really shit how people lose their jobs for these machines that are so annoying.
And then the machine goes, would you like to donate 50p to charity at the end of your purchase? Why don't you donate 50 fucking p to charity and stop making me do it? You're the multi-billion pound company. You give money to charity. Stop making me feel like a dick because I've got to say no. Yeah. And also, when I'm ordering a coffee now, stop asking me to tip. This is what the podcast should be. Grievances with modern life. 10% for what? Tip what? The fact that you didn't smile? Fuck off.
Anyway, when I've stolen anything in my history of... What was that?
You had a little smudge on your nose. Carry on.
I feel very attached to those things and I can never let them go, almost as a kind of way of repenting. It's like if I keep them close forever and I cherish this possession that I've stolen, then at least then no one would have, if they had even bought it, they probably wouldn't have loved it as much as I did. And I really haven't meant to steal anything. I'm not, what's the word for someone who's addicted to stealing?
Kleptomaniac.
Like Winona Ryder.
That was a phase?
That was a phase. I love her. Anyway, so I did steal these wooden shutters, which are in the place of the blinds, which has caused Alfie to, over the months that we've been living here, recklessly damage the blinds because he can't get straight under the blinds. And I did steal them. And now I can never, they're going to be living with us until we die.
Mm. But the beads, which you yank to both open and close the blinds, they broke. So they were no longer in a kind of continuous chain. I wasn't present at the initial breaking of that chain.
Yeah.
And I just pulled it ever so slightly too far. And because there was no continuity to the chain, it just fell through. And now there is no chain on the blind anymore. It doesn't feel entirely like my fault.
No, you're right. And I did blame you, and you get very affected when I blame you for things irrationally. But I have seen you do it very roughly. And so I am going to blame you, and I feel better for it.
You get very annoyed when I blame you for things irrationally. Like that's a quirk of mine. Like I'm a mad guy who's got this crazy thing where I don't like it when you blame me for things irrationally. But and you hate it when I kick you in the shins as well, don't you?
It's just easier to blame people, and I get like a rush of something when I blame someone. It's like, okay, good, it's not me. I can blame them.
You've written down BAME there, black and minority ethnic.
Blame.
Oh, right. So what are your plans for the day? Do you have anything that you want to achieve? Anything that you want to?
No, this is one of those days where the little ones are only at playgroup until 1. So it's only enough time to have a coffee and do a podcast.
Yes.
I am now, it's quite exciting, and it's probably just, I'm probably wrong. But for the first time yesterday, I was like, oh, okay, I'm ready to write now.
You're ready to write?
I'm ready to write. And I never believed it when I read stuff about writing, the writing process, and how, there's so many different ways of writing. And some people believe that it should come to you almost like, from the clouds. And then some people think that's bullshit, and they think you can sit down for 2 hours and you can try. And it was just like I felt suddenly inspired to do it. So maybe I believe that now, that it does just come to you.
Are you going to write the great American novel? Or
yeah.
The English novel?
Maybe the shit American novel. Maybe I'll write that. The shit London novel.
That's fantastic.
Yeah, it is quite exciting. I mean, obviously I'm tired today, and that was yesterday, and it was as I was putting them to bed, and I have to pretend I'm asleep for about an hour lying next to them. And in that hour, usually I'm very, it's a strange hour, that hour.
My friend's given me some anti-narcolepsy medication that he got from India. So you could borrow some of that if you feel like you want to push through.
Yeah.
It's really...
What, because I'm tired? Oh, right.
It is. Yeah. I thought it would be perfect for that.
Oh, right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thanks.
Just an offer.
Like modafinil?
It is modafinil.
Oh, right. Cool. You should go on that.
I'm on it right now.
Are you taking it today?
I have, yeah.
Oh, Alfie. Oh, God.
Yeah. Yeah. I thought I'd have one as a treat. And I've got to tell you, this is I'm not proud of this, Jessie, but I feel like I've never been happier.
even amidst blind gate.
Even amidst blind gate, what?
Even though I annoyed you so intensely because I blamed you for the blinds, you feel still good?
Yeah, I feel pretty... it's just so nice to feel awake.
Okay.
And I never do.
And you just had a coffee, right?
Yeah.
So you had a coffee and modafinil, that's it?
Mm-hmm. That's what I've had so far today.
Oh, and you don't need to eat when you're on modafinil either, do you?
Well, it doesn't... I suddenly, as you were saying, you suddenly developed an appetite to write. I very suddenly developed an appetite for food. And now I want toast in a big way.
I thought it suppressed your appetite. I remember when you did it years ago, you would not eat all day.
It does suppress your appetite. I think I'm just so busy doing other stuff and so like vibrant and bouncy that I go, well, yeah, I could eat, but I don't need to. And the feeling of hunger marries quite well with the feeling of frenetic energy. So you don't want to eat and ruin it. You just want to go for it.
And it really does slow you down, food. Any food.
Yeah. So you're joining us on this episode of Before We Break Up Again, the morning after the night before, which is to say we recorded an episode last night. Late after a very big helping of dal that I made lovingly for us both. And I don't know if that was to blame.
That wasn't the meal that you scraped the blender into, so we were eating plastic. That was the night before. That
was my palak tofu.
Right, yeah.
Very Indian-led interest in cuisine I have, by the way. They do the best vegetarian food.
It's just incredible.
No question. They do the best veg food.
So yeah, so this morning you're seeing us pumped up on modafinil and blame.
And blame. Our two drugs of choice.
Okay,
modafinil and blame.
This will be very interesting to see how the day goes then for you.
Yeah, it could be that every single time we podcast from now on, you're going, Alfie.
I'm never doing modafinil. Ever.
No, instructing me to do one.
Yeah, but I don't think it's healthy for you and your heart.
I wonder what the long-term ramifications are of all this sort of stuff, of antidepressants and Mounjaro and Ozempic and modafinil and all these, like Adderall, Valium. Like, what are the long-term ramifications of all of this?
Sudden death.
Sudden death.
62, yeah.
I don't feel like that's true.
Okay, but I really just, I like the au naturel thing, which is actually at odds with what this podcast is going to be about today. So I want to get a boob job.
Do you?
Yeah, that's what I want to talk about today. I want to get a boob job. I've wanted to get a boob job for...
How long?
Well, this is going to be a very risky topic because it's not your fault. I'm actually not blaming you.
That's very decent of you.
But if not for you, I wouldn't have ever considered getting a boob job.
You think?
I don't know. But I definitely never ever thought anything of my boobs. I never thought negatively of my boobs before you.
Feels like we're approaching blame, doesn't it?
No, but just so basically, you know how cliche people say stuff like, oh, he's a boob man, or he's a bum man, or he's a leg man.
What am I?
You're a boob man. You are a boob man. I think.
I'm not sure that it's as sort of simple as that.
What are you? So you're a boob bum. You're not a leg man.
No.
So whenever you compliment my legs, it's just fucking meaningless, isn't it?
No, I think you've got great legs.
So you're a boob bum man.
Just because I'm not a leg man does not mean that I, in any way, I'm not able to appreciate how wonderful your legs are.
Or anyone's legs are. I mean, you've been with some women with amazing legs as well.
Yeah. I've been with some women with very, very high level legs.
Like model legs.
Quite literally.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So they did something for you?
Well, no. I never really in the same way. I remember when I was a teenager, a woman with a certain musculature of thigh sitting cross-legged in a short dress, and you get that little the divot that runs up from the knee up to the outer hip.
Got it.
That I always found quite, like when it shined in the light, the kind of glossy skin. That would do it. I was just trying to be
trying to write erotic literature. What are you doing?
That I like a lot, but I can't say that it ever like made me go, fuck, I can't wait to be naked.
Okay.
In the same way that other things perhaps can have that effect on me.
Big boobs just do it for you instantly. Any big boobs?
My interest in big breasts is, I suppose, multifaceted.
Sure.
I like them, but I also just want to see them as a sort of, I'd love to see them. Even if it was non-sexual, I just go, God, I'd love to see those. Anybody's. There is no...
Like a wrapped present.
There are very, very, very few. Yes, like a wrapped present. Like, even if I'm not going to enjoy the gift, I'd still like to know what it is.
And wrapping is partly, the best bit.
Yeah. No.
Right. No. Is it? You kind of forget about the wrapping paper, don't you?
Yes, you discard it.
Okay.
That's how I feel about lingerie.
So I noticed very quickly, I know you're not into lingerie, but I think that you're not into lingerie because I'm not into lingerie. I'm not into lingerie. It's so expensive, and I just can't be bothered to go to get. I just don't know what size my boobs are, which is partly the problem. I'm going to actually cover them up right now. I feel too exposed. Got my arms out, can't have my arms, and I've got to cover up. Okay, so I don't even know what size boobs I have because of breastfeeding. So I breastfed now on and off for 10 years. Our youngest is coming up to 3. I've just stopped breastfeeding him, which I know sounds ridiculous. And I'm not I know I seem like I'm this kind of ethereal earth mother type, but I'm not. It's
just laziness.
It's just laziness. And it's because he was very small and he just loved breastfeeding so much. And it just kind of was a very easy, natural process. And then suddenly he was 2 and I was still breastfeeding. And I think since 2 onwards, I've been trying to stop. But it was because we co-sleep, because of space. It was very hard to stop. And then suddenly he was almost 3. And I finally did have to stop. But I've now not breastfed him since January. It's now March. And he still asks every single day. I like to booby booby. I like to booby booby. He sings that in public.
That's because I sing it.
No. So basically, I don't know what size they are anymore, naturally. So going bra shopping, lingerie shopping is just, it's 2 times.
A fool's errand. But can't you get one of those rather charming women who has a measuring tape and puts it like from the back of your ribs to the tip of your tit and says, "Oh, that's a cup size"?
I actually, this is really probably offensive to some women who do that job. But I have never found anything more creepy than that experience of having my bra fitted. I remember it vividly. I've had it done twice. Once at Rigby and Pella, which is like I was taken to as a teenager, and they told me I was a 32E.
They told you were a 32E?
Yeah, when I was a teen. And I wasn't. I was not.
That's quite a good business. I'm going to start a dick measuring business where I get like young boys and go, fuck me, that's 8 inches, lad. That's a good big dick you've got there.
That would probably be really good for confidence.
Well, yeah.
That's why you said it.
That is why I said it.
Well, it didn't do anything for my confidence.
No?
No. I was like, what? What? How? But I wasn't. It was just because my back was... I was also very young, so my back was broad. 32 is small, but as a teen, it was actually big.
Yeah.
Anyway, whatever. It's boring.
You swimmer's back.
Swimmer's back. I had swimmer's back. Still have swimmer's back. Anyway, then I went to M&S to get it done once, and again, no, Bravissimo after our oldest was born.
Isn't that a speciality big tit place?
Yeah, I think so.
I think if the photographs in the window are anything to go by.
I think it does smaller bras too.
Does it?
I went into Bravissimo.
I thought it was like...
shame me for going into Bravissimo.
I'm not shaming you. I thought that Bravissimo was like Giacomo for tits. That's what I thought.
Well, I went into Bravissimo and I got a very awkward boob fitting. And I don't know why they do that. Why does that happen? It's bizarre. Anyway, I found it bizarre. I'm sure some people love it, but I did not enjoy that. So I will never be doing that again. Anyway, yeah. So basically my boobs have fluctuated so much over the years that I don't really know what my natural boob setting is. And now that I'm 37, I'm not breastfeeding anymore. It's kind of, I'm trying to paint this idea of a boob job as a feminist decision, like an empowerment thing. But I don't really know if it is. Is it possible for a boob job to be a feminist thing?
hot off the heels of our codependency discussion, I refer you also to feminism, which is sort of whatever empowerment means to you. And there are so many different waves and genres, suppose is a word that you could use, that you go, well, I feel empowered by having small tits. Well, I want to feel empowered by getting my boobs done. Well, then great, you're both empowered. That's feminism. But then you could say if you're only doing it to acquiesce to the male gaze, then you that's not feminist. But if you want to as a woman, then it is. I don't know. But
what if I'm doing it for the female gaze too? I am doing it for the male gaze, but I'm also doing it for all gazes. I want all gazes.
The gaze. Are you doing it for the gaze?
It's entirely vanity, this decision.
Yeah.
And that's embarrassing. Vanity is embarrassing. We've said that before. This is, and it's entirely a sexual based decision too.
Is that wrong?
No, but it's what's going to be embarrassing is doing it, and for people to realize it's a very see-through thing for me to be doing. Like I'm doing it because I want big porn boobs. I want temporary big porn boobs, which I will remove. I will have to remove because obviously I'll get breast implant illness.
Well, let's park that for the time being. It's a very difficult thing, not to make this entirely about me, but just as a sort of small aside, a very difficult thing as a man to have a partner who says to you that she would like to get a boob job, and for you to maintain any sort of identity as a good guy. Because if I say, no, don't do that, I love your tits, then you're saying, well, no, you shouldn't get something that you want to get. But then at the same time, if I say, no, do get it, that would be fabulous, I'd love that. Then you're also, so like, you've got to encourage, but not too much, or say, yes, if it makes you happy, but I also fancy you as you are. But as you are feels like, it's fine. As you are feels like, I have settled for this. It's fine.
Yeah. If anyone ever says, I love you as you are, it's like, fuck off.
Yeah. As you are reads as despite everything.
Yeah. And you do tread that line really well. You have played the role of good boyfriend when we discuss this.
Thank you.
But
oh dear, your
eyes do betray you. So when I said to you for the first time, like, I think I want to get a boob job, your eyes just looked so instantly delighted and joyful.
I'd like to say something.
Yeah.
I think a lot of the time, what you infer in my expressions and body language is based on your fear of what I think rather than a correct assessment of what I'm actually thinking. So quite a lot of the times, well, you said this. I didn't say that. Yeah, but you looked like you were about to say that, is something that you might say in some altercation that we're having. So, but I'm not sure that my eyes did do that. But also it is a possibility. So your eyes were dead before, and when I said that, they were alive. It was very clear. Also, unfortunately for you, again, your bodily functions and your sounds have betrayed you, because throughout our relationship, whenever we've been watching TV, very, very early days, I noticed a sound you did whenever boobs, any boobs, big boobs. I have a tell. They came onto the TV, you would make a sound. It would be like a grunting sound. I think I'm just going to do the sound so that everybody knows what it, because it's not a grunting sound. Sounds like I see big tits and I go, oh yeah. It's not like a gurning. It's not like that. Yeah. I go. You clear your throat automatically. I clear my throat. Involuntarily. It's an involuntary thing. It's like a poker tell. Like if I was playing poker, you could tell if somebody at the table had big tits, if I went every single time, and you did it. Why? It just happens. You just do it. And I noticed it early on, and then I laughed. That you did that. And then I think that you thought that I found it was funny. So you did it almost to entertain me. But over the years, that has destroyed me. My confidence, my self-confidence in my own boobs, my boob self-confidence hasn't destroyed me entirely, just in that area. It's been like, okay, yeah,
He likes them. And then we're kind of in on it as mate. You think we're in on it as mates, but I'm not. I'm crying inside. And you can't stop it. You do it all the time. And unfortunately, we're watching Modern Family as a family at the moment. And every time Gloria comes onto the screen, the most amazing body in the world, Sofia Vergara.
I don't know how you say it either.
Such an amazing figure, and her character, everyone says all the time how amazing her figure is and how amazing her boobs are. And so we're watching a show where, it's inescapable. The big boobs are inescapable.
The big boobs are inescapable.
The big boobs are inescapable, and you run a lot.
Yes, I apologize for that. Although in a relationship, I do wonder what the best recourse is. I do wonder what they would tell us on Married at First Sight. Is it a sign of a healthy relationship where you can both discuss people who you find attractive and the things that you find attractive? Or is it better to always keep any form of that to yourself? Because I quite like to know, and you are very ready to tell me who you think is attractive on TV. And there are always, nobody is going to be anybody's ideal, in that we're vain and we're greedy. So vanity, we're going to acknowledge the fact that we're not ideal and we're greedy. So we want everything, or at least I think, as we said yesterday, you want a relationship that you want all these things that you think are important when you're looking for a relationship, and then you are in a relationship and you realize the things that you thought were important are actually not as important as these wonderful other qualities that you've been presented with that furnish your life in more splendid ways than the things that you thought that you wanted would.
Mm-hmm.
And I find you deeply, unendingly sexy, but I do also like Sofia Vergara's breasts.
Boobs. Yeah.
And I don't know, should I hide that? You don't hide it from me when you want.
I don't really fancy that many people though, so it's a bit different. Whereas you fancy any boobs. They could be boobs kind of unattached to a body and you'd fancy them. Whereas I only fancy very, very few people. Basically, I only fancy Aquaman and you.
And Jeff Bridges.
And then
Jeff Bridges.
No, that I just said that once. I genuinely don't. I really don't. So, I mean, I don't know. I'm a very strange
You specifically mentioned Jeff Bridges to me, actually, as a point of special interest for you.
I do like Jeff Bridges. But no, so I think I liked it at first that you would talk about, I don't know, I don't think we talk about it that much, do we? I find it very uncomfortable, actually. I think I want to find it more comfortable to talk about who you fancy and who you find sexy. I get hot. My skin burns when you tell me, I mean, you don't do it. It's very rare. But if I find out that you like someone, I can't bear it. I can't bear it.
That's so bizarre.
I can't bear it. It makes me hot.
And it's such a difficult thing to navigate. I mean, would you prefer it like in an ideal world, if we met a genie and I said, listen, the genie's just offered me to be 6'3" and with an inch bigger dick?
Well, yeah, of course. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. But the thing is, you can't get breast implant illness from height enhancement.
No, I know. But what I'm saying, that's not the point. My point is that it's not, I'm not perfect.
No, I know. I don't worry, I know. And I know I'm not perfect. And I agree with you. There are so many things that I'm so glad that our bodies work, that we're healthy at the moment, touch wood.
Mm-hmm.
And whenever I have fantasized about getting a boob job and looked into it and researched it, something always happens to make me jolt out of it. Like one of the kids gets sick, or I run really fast one day and I think, oh my God, I feel so great. And I do think, oh, if I changed my body, would I be able to run like this? Or would I be able to do this? Or all of my clothes, they suit how I dress because I've always just covered up, and been I've always worn 2 sports bras. I've always worn big t-shirts.
You're going to have to start wearing a face bra for when you go running.
Thank you. Do you know I wrote about that yesterday or the other day?
No.
Yeah.
Oh, right.
I wrote about that.
Oh, really?
I think that's crept into your brain.
Possibly,
did you not read it?
Well,
No, you're not a paid subscriber, so you wouldn't have read it. I wrote about because Madonna runs with her whole face wrapped in mummy.
Well, yeah, I heard that. That's why I mentioned it, but I didn't realise that you'd written about it. That's interesting.
Yeah.
Are you going to start doing that?
No, I don't think I'll go that far.
Because it's like vanity meeting vanity, isn't it?
Yeah.
You've got to relinquish yourself of your short-term vanity by strapping your face in a face bra to enjoy the long-term vanity of not. But I don't really.
No, but I do think I've got my days of running are limited.
What?
My days of running are, I'm not going to be able to do this forever. Like it's not a good sustainable exercise into your 40s and 50s running.
No?
Yeah, your knees and stuff like that. I do, when I do heavy extreme exercise, I do think this isn't good for me. I'm speeding up my death here. I suit extreme, intense exercise, but I probably see a lot more benefits with slower, steady, softer exercise. So I am going to eventually move into that. But right now I just like the endorphin hit of sprinting and punishing my body, which I don't think I would be able to do as much because I'm so used to my body as it is anyway. The other side to this is my hypochondria. And when I did look up, when I was really researching getting a breast job, I came across a documentary on ITVX, which is just some, you never should go on ITVX, but I did. And I went down to the bottom and there was this documentary by Hannah Sperrett, who's in S Club 7. You will remember
I'm just going to pause the podcast for a second whilst you investigate whether or not the washing machine is making a lot of noise.
Yeah, that is the washing machine.
Yes.
Washing machine, Sangha.
I'm going to talk to the listener about S Club 7.
Why can't you go and investigate the washing machine while I talk about S Club 7?
Fine.
You can't stop at mid-cycle though.
So you just want to carry on with it in the background? It's
a nice sound. It's soothing.
Okay, great.
Look, it's stopped now. It's a short spin.
Okay, great.
Yeah. So this documentary was called Hannah Sperrett, My Breast Implant Illness.
They weren't fucking about when they were titling that.
It might have been My Breast Implant Hell.
Yeah, it could easily have been My Breast Implant Hell.
I watched it.
In fact, upon reflection, I now am almost positive it was My Breast Implant Hell.
Yeah. I watched it. I shouldn't have, but I did. It was really sweet. She talks about how being in that band with Rachel Stevens and Tina, you know Tina.
Oh God,
I love Tina. How could you forget Tina? Where's Tina now? What's Tina doing? I should look her up. Oh. Anyway, it was about how she was kind of jealous of Rachel Stevens' boobs because Rachel Stevens had a very naturally curvaceous figure.
Did she explicitly say? Did she explicitly say that she was jealous of Rachel Stevens' boobs?
Yeah, she says that in the documentary.
Really? Before or after her explant surgery?
Talking about why she was, what led her to
Sweet dreams, my LA explant surgery.
No, that's Rachel Stevens. Rachel didn't have that was Rachel Stevens' solo career.
Yeah, I know.
Oh, right.
It still basically works, doesn't it?
Kind of. I think you should have done something with Never Had a Dream Come True or Reach for the Stars, Reach for the boobs or something like that. But
it doesn't work quite as well. Okay.
No.
I'll keep thinking.
Yeah, you keep thinking. Anyway,
Reach for the bras.
Yeah, I think boobs is better, but that's fine.
You think reach for the boobs?
You just can't accept any of my jokes. You can't accept any of my jokes in this little writer's room we're in right now. Anyway, she gets the boob job very quickly. She gets very sick. She can't work out why. She goes to doctor after doctor. They're like, there's nothing wrong with you, but and she says, but I'm exhausted all the time. I'm in pain. I don't understand. They basically say she has an autoimmune type illness or our body's reacting in an autoimmune. You're thinking of something funny, aren't you?
So it gave her an autoimmune illness, or she had one, and that's why she reacted negatively.
Well, this is the thing.
This is the mystery of my boob job hell.
Yes. So she then eventually got an explant surgery, had explant surgery. So she got them out and she immediately was better. So it proved that it was the breast implants. But the difficulty with breast implant illness, it's not an official disease. It is on Facebook, but there's hundreds of thousands of women, I think, who have breast implant illness and have gone on things like Facebook and Instagram and commented, and there's loads of forums.
It isn't an official disease.
It's not an official disease yet, but
it is on Facebook.
So it's known as a real thing.
Zuckerberg MD has had it ratified.
No, but that was a joke.
By Iran. I know, and I'm continuing it.
Oh, right. I thought you were trying to kind of fact check me.
No, I'm just continuing the joke. Having fun, like on a podcast.
No, we don't do that. We don't do that.
You said to make it more bitty.
No, I didn't.
Yesterday, you said Okay,
you said the word tit and bitty, and I don't like either. Can you stop saying words like this?
Well, they weren't connected.
Okay. No, I know, but I don't like it. Shall I just finish because it's fucking long? Sorry. She spoke to lots of women who had breast implant illness, doctors, and they all agree it's a real thing. But then Googling it is horrible because I was basically put off because I think I'm so cautious taking any drug, even that's why I couldn't go on antidepressants. I immediately was like, well, I got these side effects, even though I probably didn't, but psychosomatically, I imagine these side effects. So yeah, I think I would psychosomatically get breast implant illness. But then lots of these women who had breast implants would have probably gone on to get autoimmune diseases anyway. Is
this what the documentary uncovered? Or is this what your research has uncovered?
I think it's what my research uncovered.
Yeah.
So so when you Google, is breast implant illness a real thing? That comes up. Like you can't tell.
I mean, I'm very happy. I just want you to be happy.
Well, I think it's worth doing. And then if I get breast implant illness, then I can have fun boobs for a bit. And hopefully the breast implant illness doesn't affect my fun with the boobs.
I'd certainly enjoy you being more confident with your tits.
Yeah, the funny thing is, I'm getting more confident with them. I think they're coming back to what they were now that I'm not breastfeeding. I just think, why not? Why not do it? Why not have some fun? Like, why not have a different body for a bit? Why not? But it is a lot of money, so we have to earn that. And if I do get the breast implant illness, I'm scared of how the explant surgery could affect the boob. Because obviously then they would be kind of like distorted. But again, fuck it. I would have had fun boobs for a bit. But I can't, it's going to change how I'm seen. And it's going to be a very see-through decision, and I'm scared of being judged for it. And so I'm trying to paint it in a more feminist thing. But
our podcast clips are going to do better if you're fucking sitting there in a low cut top with E-cups. Ain't no party like an E-cup party.
There you go. You happy you did that?
Never had an E-cup boob.
I know that you've been very good about it, and you're bored by this talk now. I'm
not bored by the conversation. The thing is that from my perspective, what got draining was the talking through various switching realities and circumstances. You saying, I'm going to get a boob job. I'm definitely getting a boob job. And I go, okay, well, let's talk about that. I'm not getting a boob job. Just found out explant surgery. Okay, fine. Well, let's talk through that. I am going to get a boob job. And there's so much time spent. Now, the real reason I want you to get a boob job is sunk cost.
Yeah.
Like we've spoken about it for so long now that I can't let that time go to waste.
Yeah. I really like the phrase, just make the decision. Doesn't matter, just make the decision and go with it. You've made the decision now. What is that phrase?
I've absolutely no idea what you're talking about.
My mum says it's really good. Just make a decision and then move forwards. even if it's the wrong decision, you made a decision. And making a decision is quite,
it's a powerful thing to do. And the worry about what your mum would think, she'd think whatever, these things have gotten over very, very quickly.
People are adaptable, yeah. Like, even tattoos was like something I was always scared of getting, and then you get them, and then you get another one, and suddenly it was like, what's the big deal?
Yeah, and you were terrified about getting one and your family seeing, and now you just couldn't give a shit.
No. I'm going to get this face one next.
I'd love it if you got a face one.
Would you? But that's the other thing. You could get some kind of bodily reaction to having a tattoo. Your body can reject a tattoo. Your body might reject your boobs. But
exactly. Your plane can crash. There's all sorts of bad things that can happen at any given moment. And if you live, I think, regardless of breasts, living in fear of things is quite a stultifying existence, and you're better off just fucking doing what you want to do.
And I think
not
both
worrying
of
about
us,
what other people think.
Yeah.
And that goes for me. I mean, we've
lived in we've been kind of stultified by our fear with our careers for now a few years.
We didn't want to put out the podcast yesterday.
No.
But we sort of both decided.
We're in our fuck it era.
I said that earlier.
It's really good, yeah.
Fuck
it era, I like it.
We're in our fuck it era.
Well, I think after the few years we've had, this goes back to when Ben died 5 years ago, 6 years ago. Shit, 6 years ago in a couple of days. What day is it? Thank God.
It's not for 20 days.
Oh, okay, good. So 6 years of being in this different realm, really, for both of us. And I think because of my background with Harry Potter and kind of this very child-friendly demeanor and this sweet career I've had in lots of ways, to get some press intrusion after my brother died and then after certain things came out with maybe the podcast with BB, like, talking about my rape, and my Google search is just appalling. Our oldest said the other day, "Mommy, do you know that a couple of boys at school have Googled you?" And I just thought, oh God. Just because the first things that come up are, Harry Potter actress raped by her tennis coach. Harry Potter actress says she was called fat. Harry Potter actress brother dies on rail tracks. Harry Potter's actress boyfriend does this or whatever. It's just, Harry Potter actress secretly breaks up with her boyfriend again. Harry Potter actress baby gets severe COVID. It's all just fake. I mean, grounded in elements of truth, but it's so cartoon, and I find so distressing. And I think after what happened with you and the cancellation, which was just a nightmare.
Yeah.
It's kind of made us both slightly more like, okay.
Yeah.
Well.
So just to circle back, are you getting the boob job or?
Yeah, so fuck it. I'm getting a boob job. Fuck it.
Okay. On the theme of fuck it, anything else planned?
Yes. So on the theme of fuck it.
Would you like to make an official announcement? Would you like me to do a drum roll or a little bit of theme music?
Do a drum roll. That's probably horrible for people's ears.
I can hear it.
Oh, right. Is it nice?
It's very nice. I'm going to do a bit of ASMR for you to prep you for Jessie's announcement.
With a burp.
I leaned away from the mic to do the burp, okay? I am a human man. I have functions.
I know.
It's the Imperial March, isn't it?
I don't know.
Why
would I know what an Imperial March is? How do you know what Imperial March is?
Have you not seen Star Wars?
No, I never will.
You've not seen Star Wars and you never will?
I never will. Thank you. Thank you for that drum roll.
Okay. And
I'm having triplets.
You find that so funny. And you never, after you say I'm having triplets, you never ever are not immediately to explode into a big naughty laugh. It's your go-to. I know what everybody thinks about me, and this is what I want, and I'm going to ruin my life and everybody else's.
Yeah, it's. Can you imagine having triplets? Yeah, you can. Mm-hmm. I can imagine you having triplets too. Mm-hmm. I would love that so much. I would love it.
I mean, all of those nappies, and all of that responsibility, being bound to life when all you want to do is commit suicide.
But maybe by that point with the triplets, you know how some really rich people have grounds, like loads of grounds, so they just let their dogs shit everywhere on the grounds. Maybe it would be like that with triplets. Be like, we've got so many kids anyway, just let them shit. They don't need nappies. That's not my announcement. We're not having triplets yet.
And also, where are we getting all the money to buy the grounds from? No,
I know. That was just saying about nappies.
We've started a podcast in 2025.
No, what I am launching today, actually.
Fuck off. Really?
Yeah.
So by the time this comes out,
No. But the day this comes out, I'm launching.
Okay.
Because that's the day of the One Show. So okay. I've had this.
Let everybody in on the joke.
Okay,
now.
so I am launching an OnlyFans. Mm-hmm. It's not a sexual one.
It is.
It's not sexual. It's not sexual. It's a fetish one. Is fetish sexual? Fetish doesn't necessarily mean sexual, does it?
What are they going to be doing?
Oh, right. So
what do you reckon they like about...
But that's their choice. But it's not I'm not putting out like my boobs.
It's everybody's choice. When I look at Sofia Vergara's boobs, it's a choice. It's like it's a choice.
Okay. I'm launching a hair... Okay, let me just say what I'm announcing, Alfie.
I apologise.
Do another fucking drum roll. Okay, that's enough. I'm launching a hair OnlyFans. This is entirely for hair-based content. It's very much geared towards people who have a interest or fetish with hair. And I do a lot of videos with my hair on Instagram, and I have now for a while. And I just noticed that there's a lot of, I always just get some comments and never kind of, what's that word? Like sexually depraved. What's that word? Like lascivious. Lascivious? Is that the word? It's never kind of dirty comments, but I do get lots of interest in the hair thing. And I just thought, fuck it, I'm going to do something that is very niche. I know it's niche, but it's been really cool to do. It's been quite liberating. And to kind of link this back to the boob job idea, I really am choosing to think of this as a empowering moment for me, because I have been this very kind of straight, prim actress for a lot of my career. And this is very much a way of me saying, okay, I'm doing something that is not normal. This is weird and me and a bit kinky, and why not?
I'm going to play devil's advocate now and ask you a few questions that may or may not be on whoever's mind. And you can answer them exactly as you see fit, and we'll just try and draw some of your feelings about the whole situation. First and foremost, have you lost your mind?
I thought, what? No, of course not.
Like that's a kind of I was hoping, I suppose, that you'd laugh.
Oh, right. I didn't laugh. Sorry.
No, you didn't. No.
Do you want to say it again? Say it again.
No. I don't want to edit this.
Okay. No, you don't have to edit it. I'll just pretend that didn't happen. Go on.
What are you? Are you prepared for the idea that people may find this quite an extraordinary thing to be doing?
Yeah.
And do you mind that?
No, I don't mind it. I've reached the point now where I've done the same things for a few years with writing and acting and comedy. I've had largely negative experiences in all three fields, with glimmers of lovely people and good work. But I am at a crossroads and I want something to change, and I want to do I want something to change with my career. And I want to do things that I enjoy and that are fun and are not serious and not editing and rewriting and things going nowhere and doors getting slammed in my face and just so much rejection over the years. And I just thought, oh, why not try something that's just silly? And I have been inspired by people like Lily Allen and Kate Nash, who, you know, Lily Allen did it for her feet and Kate Ashton is doing it for her arse. Both doing it and getting a lot of press for it in a negative way. And I mean, some positive, I think. But I think it's really cool what they've done.
I think the press is more or less negative, and the feeling about it in the actual public when you speak to people is positive. Is that the internet is not a good place to glean public opinion on something, because it by its very nature has to be at an extreme. So yeah. Also, you, Jessie Cave, have both feet and an arse yourself. Will they be making an appearance on your OnlyFans?
No, not right now. Right now, it's just going to be niche hair stuff. And also, you said it was so funny when I first talked about it with you. But I said, you know, I think it's just going to be for my hair. And you were like, I don't know if that's a thing. Mm. And I don't know if that's a thing. We have done a little bit of research, which has meant that we've watched some OnlyFans content, which is definitely more anally led than hair.
Mm. Well, I mean, there's a lot of anal stuff.
It's lots of sex, lots of sexual stuff. But there is some, like what I really love is there's this amazing tennis player who's just launched on OnlyFans, who is probably she's a professional tennis player. She probably doesn't earn as much as people think. And she's doing an OnlyFans, and yeah, I mean, lots of the photos of her in a thong, like in a tiny little skirt. But she's just taking control of her career and be like, I want to play tennis, but I need to fund my tennis career. Mm. And it's the same for me. I want to write. I need to fund my writing. She
can't be very good at tennis then.
Well, I need to look into it more, but I saw a really great, it was on the OnlyFans Instagram and I saw her.
Okay. Because tennis players, even the tennis players you've never heard of, make a lot of money. Maybe
I don't know. I think if you're not in the top 100, I don't think you do.
Okay. Well, that's something for us to research. Our ignorance is notwithstanding.
Anyway, I might get no subscribers, but I might get some that like my hair.
Prepared for that?
No subscribers.
Yeah, are you prepared to launch it and for nobody to like really like what if hair fetishism is such an incredibly niche thing that it renders you completely free of subscribers apart from the odd person?
Well, then I'll have to change tactic. But right now I've enjoyed writing about it on my Substack and enjoyed like, you know, doing something that is out of my comfort zone, that is entirely vanity based. And I'm treating it like an art project. Mm-hmm. The photos that we've done have been different to what I would have done before. And
not me and you.
No, my friend. My friend took some photos of me and he's a brilliant photographer and he's never done fetish photography, but he was just like, oh, I can see why this is a thing. And the more we did it, the more it was like, yeah, no, that it is.
Did he have his cock out when he said that?
He did say, he was like, is Alfie okay with this? Of me taking photos. And I was like, yeah, he is. You even suggested him.
It was my suggestion.
Yeah. So it is weird. It's new territory.
I'm a modern man.
But I'm kind of excited about a new start.
I honestly find it to be deeply admirable. And I worry about you, I mean, a lot generally in my life, but with specific regard to this, as I suppose I feel if you don't get a part in something, I'm still not over you not getting the role of Supergirl in 2015 or Superwoman. I can't remember what it was called, but anyway, it flopped. So fuck them. And it wouldn't have done if they'd made the right choice. Getting back on track. I feel your failures, for want of a better word, more deeply perhaps than I feel my own, because there's nothing I can do about it, and I can control or at least try and manage my own feelings, but I can't manage yours as easily because I'm not you, obviously. So if it didn't go the way that you wanted and it made you feel poorly about yourself, I think I'd feel incredibly tense and angry. So I feel afraid. That said, I love OnlyFans. A huge fan. No, I love the idea of OnlyFans. I think it's much better than porn, and in an industry where you're flogging sex performance, the videoing of you performing sex or doing whatever, to take that out of the hands of heads of studio or whatnot, and to bring all of the profits back to the performers, mainly, broadly speaking, women themselves, is a hugely positive thing. And that is empowering, and they've got boob jobs. So there we go. It
is empowering. And it's also, I've got 4 kids. We need to feed them. I'm also wanting to do this for me, for my own sense of self-esteem. And I'm really excited about showing a different side to myself that has never, ever seen the light of day as an actress, because I've only ever been up for the quirky, weird glasses girl. And it's quite exciting to have been a very good girl. Like I have waited very patiently for a part. I've worked hard. I've done my self-tapes. I've tried. It's just not happened. And I've never done anything kind of like too risky, because I've been like, oh no, that could affect the chance of getting that job in a period film, or that could affect the chance of, being seen for the National Theatre. But the truth is, I won't be getting those parts. I just won't be. And I'm at peace with that now. Like it's not happened. It's not happened for me. And do I want to get to 40 and feel like this ship of my youth has sailed and I never did anything with it? Like I'm also very jealous of the Gen Z generation who can put photos of themselves in their bikinis and, be so explicit with their sexuality from such a young age and so free with it online. Whereas I've barely showed my arms.
It's probably got its own psychological ramifications, but yeah. But
I would like to feel a little bit more confident before I'm ready to kind of hide away. And people will be, first of all, in order to get onto your page on OnlyFans, you have to pay. So all they see is your banner and your profile picture. So lots of people will just immediately hear the word OnlyFans and say, oh, she's selling her body for sex. That's so pathetic and gross. And she's a mother. She was in Harry Potter. Like, how can she be doing this? But
I think those people are pretty few and far between. And anybody that does think that is to a sort of square of somebody with a moral setting based in the past. Yeah. I don't really think that belongs. I think sex work and all the, we're recording this the day after the Oscars. What the fuck just won Best Picture?
I don't know.
The film about sex work.
Oh, right. Okay. So a lot of people will immediately jump to that conclusion, and I don't mind. A lot of people will be like, how can your kids, it'd be so embarrassing if someone came up to them in the playground and said their mum's doing this. I don't mind either. We're very, very transparent with our kids. I've already told them. I've already said, okay, look, I'm going to be doing some hair stuff to make some money. And our oldest was like, oh, that's cool. Do you think I could do that?
Well,
I was like, not yet. He did want to get a job though. So he's our PA. He's our PA.
Yeah. I'm just not sure the idea of a children's OnlyFans. No,
obviously I didn't mean that. I didn't mean that. What I'm trying to say is,
We're giving the kids back the power. They've got autonomy over their own bodies.
No. That's too fucking dark for me.
It's such a funny idea.
Oh my God! Don't even. No, you're cutting that.
I'm absolutely not.
No, I'm joking because he wants to earn money. So we're very transparent with him about how we make money. He knows. I mean, people say, oh, you shouldn't worry your kids with financial stuff, but we're quite open with stuff like that.
How were you meant to not worry your kids with financial stuff when there are things that they want. They're aware that, Nintendo Switches aren't gifted or don't fall from the sky or they aren't a root vegetable. It's a fucking bit of kit that you have to buy. So of course, with buying things, they're aware that they need money to buy the thing.
I know.
What the fuck?
No, you're not meant to burden them. And I don't think that we do that. I think we're very good about being, right, if we want to go to Centre Parks this year, I need to go and earn $3,000 somewhere. So I'm going to get my hair out. Get my hair out. Okay, that's it. I'm done. I need to go for a coffee.
A coffee? You just had a coffee? We had a coffee before we started.
You can't talk. You're on modafinil.
I am. I feel absolutely brilliant.
Okay.
Well, those are two really big announcements and two very positive. Next week, tune in to hear about my big announcement, my gender reassignment surgery.
Okay.
Polly.
Okay. If you want to follow my journey on OnlyFans.
That's my new name. I'm not saying we're Polly. I'm saying I'm Polly now.
We're definitely not poly. You said polyamory would be your worst nightmare.
Polyamory is my worst nightmare.
I think I could get into polyamory. We aren't going to obviously do that, but I like the idea of having different partners for different things.
You can, yeah. Okay, well, you can do that and I'll just knob people. I used unpleasant phraseology on purpose. I apologize, Jessie.
I know that.
You speaking at the microphone, Jessie.
No, I didn't want anyone to hear me. That sigh I just did, a very sad sigh. Yeah, I don't even know what I was going to say now. I was going to say something really funny to end things, but you just said knob. We'll see. If anyone wants to follow, that's what I was going to say. If anyone wants to follow my journey on OnlyFans without seeing my very niche fetish hair content, which I completely understand. I am going to be writing about it on Substack.
The other thing is you're sort of working out what people who have hair fetishes want as you go, aren't you?
It's fucked up.
Jessie.
No, I mean, it's fucked up in a great way. I'm like, all fetishes are fucked up, aren't they?
Well, this is a really interesting thing that I think is that like, people say don't kink shame. Kink shaming is one of those things that you can get in trouble. You were just kink shaming, yeah.
Okay, sorry, I don't mean to kink shame. I'm just saying it's like, this is fucked up.
But the whole fun of a kink is that it is fucked up.
Yeah, otherwise it'd be just going out all the time in our S&M outfits.
Like what? Yeah, exactly. You're not getting into biking gear.
Where is my S&M?
Masturbating in the shower over your sister because you think it's normal. The whole fun of that is you think it's weird.
Yes, exactly. So I'm learning about kinks and I didn't think I would. I'm learning that things like, you just pay more attention. I think kinks are fascinating because it's basically a passion about something very small. It's really honing in on the precise nature of something. So for hair, it is literally like zooming in on playing with it and moving it and wrapping it.
Have you watched any other hair fetish content?
A little bit, yeah. But I'm not like that. I don't like research, obviously. I don't like really knowing what other people are doing. I find it I get so stressed when I see what other people are doing in their careers. And it's a complete insecurity, but I do better not knowing what anyone else is doing, writing, performing. So even with this as well, I know that I know enough about the fetish, and I'm enjoying finding it out for myself. In the same way that you enjoy finding out about sex yourself. Like, you're not like,
what?
Well, I didn't ever watch porn before I had sex. So I think that's really lucky.
Yes, but I just found out about it. Probably would have watched a bit of porn if I was going to try and make it.
No, I know, but my own sexual, development happened just.
I know, but I
think that's such a lucky thing now.
Absolutely. I completely agree, but I think it's something else.
No, I know, but I'm enjoying finding out what the hair kink is.
But how can you do that if you're not researching it?
Because I'm finding it like pleasurable. I'm finding things pleasurable myself and then work and going step by step. Like when I was with Charles doing the photos, we were like, oh, that's actually really cool. And this could be a thing. And it was really exciting to just be finding it naturally rather than what does this do on that website? Or what does this do on that app? You know, it was nice.
So you were with another man discovering how horny your hair made you together. Is that what you're saying? And that was really nice, to spend time with another man and discover how horny your own hair made both of you.
No. Yes. Okay, can we just clarify by saying I wasn't kink shaming? I'm saying fucked up in like a positive way. Like it's like, I quite get I get thrilled by some fucked up stuff.
I completely back you up, because I think it is like kinks, they have to be outside of traditional sex. Otherwise it wouldn't be a kink. It would just be normal, and therefore has to, in a sense, be fucked up. It's not a shameful thing. When
our relationship is fucked up.
Like it's an insult to call somebody weird, and it's an insult to call somebody normal. Like it's just too sensitive. Like it's all like, just because it's fucked up doesn't mean it's bad or wrong. Mm-hmm. People are just very sensitive.
Well, I think that's why also we're doing this podcast, is that we're an example of a relationship that is absolutely imperfect and flawed and messy. And, you know, in the last episode, you saw us have an actual fight. You know, we aren't necessarily. No, but it was sticky. And I think it could also be described as fucked up by the normal standards of relationships.
Yeah. Well, anybody watching or listening to this will not be under the impression that we've done too much research into other podcasts and are trying to ape any of them, I suppose.
I just think it's better just to do your own thing. Do your own thing.
Yeah, but I also think
the only research I did.
It depends what you're doing it for, I suppose.
The research I did, which you watched with me, was a woman on her front with her brunette hair and a man's hand holding a Tangle teaser and just very slowly brushing the hair. And that was all I needed to see, really.
And that woman in the thong pulling her ponytail down through her arse crack.
I didn't see that.
That was just me.
Yeah, you did some research for me. And then you reported back.
I did. I went on OnlyFans just to see so I could set up your payment system and whatnot.
Yeah. Anyway, please subscribe to my OnlyFans and my Substack, and then maybe we can go to Centre Parks. Thank you.